idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened. Just
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson with USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Good evening, Kyle fans. We all thought last week was going to be the season finale. Psych! Softball had something to say about that. Welcome into season 2, episode 37 of the Howling Podcast. This is our true season finale. It's our 70th overall episode. We're mic'd up, nerded out, ready for some chaos tonight. My name is Jordan Decker. I'll be joined by fellow co-host Mark Wendt and Chad Berger this evening. We are all softball, as I just mentioned. Summit League tourney MVP Madison Mevins joins us. Head coach Robert Wagner, Coach Wags, and associate head coach Coach Piv joins us tonight. Coach Piv, friend of the show. We're going to recap the remarkable Summit League tournament run with them and look forward to the matchup with the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We might give our Maloney Real Estate Eye Charts of the week and our Dairy Queen Player of the Week. Pretty obvious this week. We'll close out the show with that. Quick disclaimer, the opinions on this show are Mark, Chad's, and myself. They do not represent USD or USD Athletics. On the social channels, for those watching, on X, we are at HowWithUs3, myself at JD605, Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad at Chad Berger, Birger, at Chad Berger. On Facebook, search The Howling Podcast. Please like and follow our Facebook page. YouTube at The Howling Podcast. If you're over there, this being the season finale, if you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that subscribe button before the summer. And finally, Instagram, just search _Howling_podcast. Those are the social channels. As we go through the episode tonight, if any of the fans out there have comments, questions for us, for the coaches, for Madison, feel free to leave those. We might get those on screen throughout the episode. As always, tonight's show is brought to you by our friends at 19 Brewing Company down in Vermilion. So before we get going, one final word from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor-it-yourself seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
All right, for sure. One last time, we're going to bring in Mark and Chad.
Unless
it is.
hey, Natty, we're coming back.
I'm sorry. I put the cart before the horse there. I shouldn't have assumed.
It's all right. That's all right.
That's the right attitude. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to be back. I wasn't planning on, being here tonight, but everything changed yesterday. So, real quick, Mark, what happened this past week?
Yeah, the reason we're here, you might have heard, unless you're living under a rock, Summit League Tournament softball, a remarkable run for the Yotes. Defeated Kansas City 5-4, 1-0 shutout of the 1 seed and far and away the favorite of the tournament, Omaha. Then defeated our friends to the north 2-0. Gave Omaha a little bit of hope and followed that up in a winner-take-all game, 2-1 to win the Summit League Championship, the first in program history. We're going to talk to 3 pretty cool people here in a minute to discuss all of that. Track and field has also had a home meet, the USD Twilight, and they won 15 events in that. We'll get into that later.
I'm sure Mark's going to read all those results in a little bit.
Every one of them. Yep.
Every one of them. So, before we do that, let's go ahead and welcome on Summit League champions, Coach Wagner, Coach Piv, and MVP Madison Evans. Let's get them on the show here. See if I can get everyone on there. Welcome to the show, all of you.
Thank you.
Summit League champs. You guys carried on that yet or no?
So we're going to start out. It's been 24 hours here. We're going to start out with Madison. What has the past 24 hours been like for you, Madison?
It's been so awesome. I mean, I still can't believe that we did it. I mean, everyone is just so happy, and we're just so happy to still be together and still be playing softball. So
Excellent. Coach Wags, how about you?
I mean, it's kind of a surreal experience. You work so hard and you have so many goals and aspirations and dreams, and you always envision that it's going to happen, but until it actually is a reality, it kind of just doesn't seem real. So just the joy that we have from the athletes and the work that they put in, and for it to all kind of come to fruition, and for this group to pull together and do the things they did, it's amazing. So just happy to be part of it.
Awesome. And Coach Piv, for you, associate head coach, we've had you on the show multiple times, but would you have thought a month ago that we'd be sitting here tonight talking about this?
Yeah, the last time I was on this, we talked about how close this group of athletes was, and it's so true. Delaney mentioned it too when she was on. These girls, like, this is the closest group that I've ever been a part of, and it just wasn't translating on the field. Like, we just had that one thing missing, and so I feel like we kept thinking, like, when is it going to click, and when is it going to click, and when is it going to click? And this has been one of the coolest experiences that I've been a part of in athletics, to just see them figure out how to play and perform for each other and make this happen and make this run. Like, I don't know, I get goosebumps when thinking about it and talking about it, and being there yesterday, this week, and then today even. It's so surreal, and it's you don't always get rewarded for putting in the work and for doing those things. And this group gets to experience some of that reward for the things that they've done. And so it's really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch. I know that much. Madison, my question for you is, at one point during the Summit League tournament, did you realize, like, my stuff is a little better than it's been? Like, was there ever a moment where you're like, good luck to the hitters? Or
I feel like it was definitely in the first game against Omaha, because obviously when we played them in the regular season, I threw really well against them, but I was like, okay, like, surely they're going to come in with a different approach. Like, they're not going to let me beat them again. And then I just kept keeping off balance. And then I ended up shutting them out again. I was like, okay, like, this isn't a fluke. I didn't have a lucky game. Like, and then in that moment, I was like, yeah, I can do this again, and we can beat them again. So.
Yeah. Madison, my question would be to you as well. Like, after that first game yesterday, what are you telling yourself in your head? What's going through your head? What, our teammates, coaches telling you, but I guess you can include in that, but I'm mostly curious, what are you telling yourself before going out there?
I guess that this is just our last shot, and, like, I got to go out there and give it everything I got. Like, it's just 21 outs, and then we get to go to the postseason. Like, it's just 21 outs, and then our seniors get to play softball together some more. And yeah, we just get to keep this group together. So I was just like, I know I'm tired. I know we're all tired, but I just got to buckle down and lock in for 21 more outs, and we can do this.
It was amazing. Coach Wags, you guys start out the week playing Kansas City, and couldn't have made that one more exciting. I'll go ahead and show real quick a video here of the finale, if I can get it to work. You had runners on second and third, and Delaney White hit a big single into center field, and both runners made it home, and the celebration for the walk-off. But, I mean, how big of a situation is that to, just get that big win in the 4-versus-5 matchup to start off the tournament?
I mean, every win is just incredibly huge. And, we never had a blueprint on how we were going to win these games. It's just the game will tell us what to do. And so when that happened, I mean, to be honest with you, all the games kind of run together, and there were so many big points throughout the weekend or the week. But getting that hit again, it just kind of lends to the momentum that we had all week. And that was, I guess, kind of the impetus of it. Every single game that we played could have gone either way. A break here or a break there, or a play that we do or don't make, or if we make this pitch or we don't make that pitch, or a 3-2 count where we came up big. Like, there was just so many moments in the tournament, as anybody that watched could see. We got more breaks and we earned every victory, and we had a few calls and or bounces go our way, and that's what it takes in the postseason. So that was just one moment in a week of 100. It was amazing.
Yeah, Coach. Earlier on in that game, you had a lead, and then Kansas City kind of made a little comeback there, and you guys had error, and they ended up scoring. This weird situation with runners and everything else. But like at that point, you guys could have just folded and said, "Well, that's it." But I mean, the resilience, the grit of this team to come back and win. I mean, talk about that a little bit.
Well, that's an interesting point that you make, and it's something that we talk about as a group, and it's something that Coach Piv has talked a lot about it really in the last 2 years. And I think that last year's postseason experience, even though it didn't end the way we wanted, that was valuable experience that we drew upon for this postseason. And I don't know, everything kind of happens and creates its own energy, but I just feel like we just fought through so many adverse situations, and I kind of touched on it, where things could have gone either way so many times. And obviously Madison did the things that she did, and as coaches, we try to put ourselves in the best position to have success. But every single player on this team in some way contributed to all of those moments, and everyone stepped up at a different time, and it was truly a team victory and championship.
Coach Piv, I can't help but think about the last time we had you on. I think it was 11 or 12 days before the season kicked off, and there was a lot of question marks. We didn't know who our number one pitcher was at the time. That question's been answered resoundingly. When you think about last time you were on here and to where you are now, what sticks out to you about that journey?
I think so many things. I think this group has taught any of us who have been around the program and watched the games, like given us that joy and taught us about resiliency and working within the unknown. I mean, Coach Wags had to completely flip up our roster and our starting lineup and batting order and everything on Saturday after X amount of games throughout the year, because we dealt with a little bit of food poisoning overnight, Friday into Saturday. And this group is so resilient and so tough and so gritty. Way back at the beginning, we were thinking we're going to have a ton of speed. We're going to utilize that. We're going to cause some chaos. We're going to pencil people in as we get there. But I mean, halfway through the year, we're bringing a kid in Brinley German who had been in the outfield all preseason basically. And we're bringing her in to play shortstop. And then all of a sudden we get to the conference tournament and we put Cameron Kirsten in at shortstop, and Bryn goes back to the outfield because of that. And so I think there's still a lot of question marks, and there's a lot of things that we don't know, which makes this crazy and fun and stressful all at the same time. But I think the bigger picture things in terms of what we've learned and seen, and I hope that our girls have learned and seen, that's the biggest thing that stands out to me from preseason until now. And I think those are the things that, we'll think about with this team for 10, 20 years down the road.
I love that. And Coach Wags, Madison, stellar performances throughout this entire Summit League tournament, right? But for Yote fans who were kind of following along, maybe not watching throughout the week, can we talk about not a lot of offense in most of the games, but can we talk about some of the other players with some crucial hits? I look at the last game with Brooke and Sarah with those doubles. Like, can you kind of go through that, how the offense was able to capitalize and seize those opportunities to get some runs in?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on a little bit in that we didn't really have a blueprint. Sometimes with your team, you're like, okay, we're going to be power team and we're going to hit a couple home runs and that's how we're going to win the game. Or, we're going to, have some slappers at the top of the order that wreak havoc. And we really didn't have that blueprint. The game is going to tell us what to do. And every situation, we're going to look at that and the player is going to make the best plan and approach possible given the game situation. And so there was no set, this is our plan, this is what we're doing. We might have an overall approach for a certain pitcher, but even in that, we didn't have 9 players in the order that were doing the same thing. Everyone kind of had their own plan and they understand what they do best. And so I think that's why you see so many different heroes step up for us throughout the season. But in this tournament in particular, there was no one person offensively that carried us. It was different people stepping up in different moments. And, that's kind of special too. It's really nice to have somebody in the middle of your lineup that is going to carry you. But this offense is more built around anybody at any given time can be the hero. And so that's kind of more of what we saw.
Yeah, and then in addition to the offense, how about the defensive performance? I mean, Madison, you were out there pitching, but your defense really backed you up during the whole tournament. We saw Sarah Iberg makes how many dozen diving catches this season, and just some of the great play that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, my defense was awesome this weekend. That catch that Sarah had was obviously game changing. That one at the wall, and then there was that shallow pop fly right behind first base in the same game. There was some miscommunication, but she dove and caught that. And both of those were just game-changing plays. And that double play to end the SDSU game, Autumn's diving catch in the championship game, they just all go into the dub. And yeah, honestly, I think my defense needs more credit than they've gotten because, yeah, they saved me in a bunch of really crucial moments this weekend.
Madison, I want to kind of zoom in on that South Dakota State game. Are you superstitious at all?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, that's good because there was something really interesting going on during that game. Obviously, they weren't scoring runs, but they had 0 hits. And, we were throwing a perfect game. And I want to give you an opportunity to yell at Jordan because he ruined it. He started to talk about it in our group text. So I have the screenshot. I'll send it to you if you really want it. But the floor is yours. Go ahead and yell at Jordan. And Coach Wagner, if you want to yell at him, I would love to just let loose on him because he ruined it. It's his fault.
How could you do that? Blasphemy.
Shame. So the screenshot goes, guys, and then the next text is Jordan because of the hit. All I was sending was guys, and it would grow all caps. And then I'm sorry, Madison. I'm sorry.
No, I think if I wanted to throw a no-hitter, I shouldn't have thrown a changeup down the middle. It wasn't your fault.
You know what? I think Mark probably changed position at work or something to cause it. I don't think it was my text because I'm very superstitious.
Evidence suggests otherwise.
Madison, I do have a question, though. You mentioned change up down the middle. A lot of times, we see you kind of looking over at the dugout, and then you look at, the wristband or whatever going on there. Who's calling those pitches, and do you have the authority to, shake them off and say, I want to throw something different?
Well, it's funny you asked that, actually, because in the 7th inning of Omaha, it was a full count. She had fouled a few balls off, and I get change up, and I'm like, I'm going to spike it. I know I'm going to spike it. And I shook him off. And that was the second time all year I had shook him off. And the first time I think might have been, it was when we played NDSU. I shook him off and I got the same pitch back and I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't take him off. But against NDSU against Omaha, it was their 9-hitter. And I was like, I can't put runners on for the top of their order. I can't. And I was like, I'm going to spike this changeup. I just have a feeling. So I shook him off, and then he gave me a curve instead, and it ended up working out. She grounded out to third, but I feel like that was also a crucial moment in that game that people probably didn't know about. But no, typically I do not shake off. He says I'm allowed, but then he might call time and ask why. But
Coach Wags, do you have any comment on that?
No, I mean, Madison is everything that you would want in a competitive player, and the things that make her really awesome are also sometimes the things that frustrate you as a coach. So I love the dialogue that we can have and the back and forth. But if she does question something, I'm 100% okay with that. But I also want to know, why, what's behind that. And at the same time, I want to tell her why I want to do, what I think is the situation that we should go. So we can have that dialogue, and sometimes in game it's difficult because it moves so fast. But right away when she was able to in the Omaha game that she's speaking of, when she shook off, I just told Piv she doesn't want that pitch, give her a curve. And so the time and place, I felt like she didn't feel comfortable in the pitch. Let's go to a different one. So long story short, she 100%, and any player has the ability to ask those questions and to get answers if they have questions. But I'm going to ask the same questions back, like, hey, why don't you want to throw that? So it's very complicated, and there's a lot of things that go into those decisions. And sometimes the players don't understand kind of where the coach is coming from, and sometimes the coach doesn't understand where the player is coming from. So I think that we're at a place right now, if you ask Madison, for sure from her freshman year to her sophomore year, but we've pitched so many innings and we've thrown so many pitches together that we have a much better understanding now than we had a year ago or even 2 months ago.
Madison, speaking of throwing so many pitches, are you pretty sore after throwing that many pitches and throwing that many days?
honestly, not really. I don't know how I'm not sore yet, but I think just throughout the season, I was throwing 2-3 games a week, and I think I just built up some endurance through that. And then obviously we have Kendall, who's helped me like with recovery and like being very proactive about like preventing me from getting sore instead of dealing with it after. So I think it's like a combination of things for sure, because I would also say weightlifting goes into that too. But yeah, I would say a combination of those three things. But I never guessed that.
Coach Wags, I kind of want to ask you about Saturday, Omaha game 1. Madison goes out and Omaha puts up 5 in that first inning. What goes into the thought process to pull her and save her for game 2, and while still trying to win game 1? What kind of goes through your mind when you're making those kind of decisions?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's so many things going through our mind, and there's so many things that go into those decisions. On one hand, I'm thinking, you know what, are we going to score 5 runs off Groff? And, maybe yes, maybe no. We can kind of see how things go. And what I told Madison was, hey, we're going to make a change here. If it goes to game 2, you'll be ready. If we can come back in this game and we can use you in relief, then we'll go that route. But, on the other side of it, I'm thinking, listen, if we pull Madison right now and their number 1 gets a chance to get pulled as well because this game gets out of hand, how much does that help us? So there's a lot of things that go into the decision. But ultimately, I just felt like we hadn't scored more than 5 off Groff all year. And that, I believe that, that could happen, but I'm also kind of playing the odds a little bit. And so we just decided to cash it in, and hopefully we can come back. And if not, we'll get them in game 2. So more than anything, I did want to extend their pitcher as much as possible, but I thought it was more important to let Madison rest and just kind of get ready for game 2 if it came to that.
I guess my follow-up to that would be to Madison. What was kind of your mental reset from game 1 to game 2 there on Saturday?
Well, we had a phone call with Eric Thompson, who was an old buddy of Wags's, and he like kind of talked us through a reset, and he was just like, imagine somebody on this team that you want to play this game for, like imagine how you're going to feel getting the final out. And that was kind of like the mental reset I needed. I think I did some like recovery stuff in the dugout just like to stay warm. But honestly, when I went out to warm up for game 2, I just felt a lot better than I did in the first game. I don't really know if I wasn't like quite warm or what, but I was not feeling as sharp as I did the first time we played Omaha. But I came out again feeling like a completely different person. So I don't know if I just needed a second warm up or a pep talk from Eric or what, but
it worked out, and that's fantastic advice too. And Coach Wags, you said that in your the first after the first game, the post game recap too. It was like you told the team, we just got to win one. So that went into the decision. You know, we just need to win one game. That didn't work out. Let's just play our best, stay healthy, and then game 2. Coach Piv, this is for you. I'm curious about the food during the week. And Chad and Mark won't ask this question. Did Runza play a part? Or was it a team meal at all throughout the week and the weekend? Just curious.
I'm not sure if you know this, but Runza is a very, very important thing to Nebraskans. And we were playing this weekend in Minnesota.
I didn't know if you brought any up.
Yeah, sure. Nope. That was not, we didn't dry freeze any and bring them. However,
all right.
This upcoming week, we are heading to Nebraska. So I think the hotel that the Huskers gave us, I think there's one in the lobby. So all the Runza Ranch you want all week.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yep.
Stay away from it, man.
It's going to be great.
Are you going to bring some back from Mark? That's the question.
Gallons of the ranch, and we can probably get a truckload of Runzas.
Oh,
I had to. Sorry, Mark.
You're good.
I was just curious.
Way to just disrupt the whole flow of the interview there, Jordan.
That's what I'm here for. It's the season finale, man. No filter.
Oh, love it. So, Coach Biv, talking about that first game on Saturday, you guys get behind early. What's the mentality then going forward in the game? I mean, how you trying to encourage people, but you've got another game coming up. Like, what are you looking forward to there in that? When you get that huge deficit.
Yeah, I think our kids had a moment where all of a sudden it was, 2 months ago, and we felt that way, and kind of started to not necessarily play the poor me, but like the wheels kind of started to fall off, and you could feel a little bit of tenseness in the dugout. But I mean, then we scored a run and we tried to get a rally going, and they kept competing and they kept trying to do new things and put pressure on, and we were making plays still. When Campbell and Peyton came in, like that didn't really change. And I think that's where this team got to. So they did, like, they kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting, even though the scoreboard wasn't in our favor. And then that reset between games was exactly what they needed, just to remember, okay, this isn't the team that was on the field 2 months ago. This is the team that has won and won and won and proven that we can win in a whole bunch of different ways, and we get another chance. And so I think staying in it the way that we did in game 1, even though it ended the way that it did, started and ended, I guess. But staying in and competing and doing those little things throughout the game allowed us to not get so far in a hole that it was going to be impossible to come out of for game 2. I think we just, like I said, hit that reset, and we were in a place that was manageable to be able to come back then.
So now moving forward, it was announced just a couple hours ago at the watch party. We're heading to Lincoln, play the Huskers. I don't know, Coach Wags, if you want to break some news here on the Howling Podcast, who your starting pitcher is going to be for that matchup.
I don't know if we want to let that cat out of the bag yet. It's kind of top secret information. I feel like I think everybody kind of has a pretty good idea where we're going to go in game 1.
I think I know too. Yeah.
Hey, can I make a quick comment about something that happened today? We had we've heard from so many alumni and supporters of the program, but I had a person who lives in Lincoln who is an alumni, and she sent me a text today, and she asked me, would you like me to bring Runza to the game on Friday? And I said, Runza sucks.
Yes. Thank you.
Clip it. Clip it. That's it.
Good show, Coach Robert Wagner.
That's kind of an interesting segue to my question for you, Coach Wags, is what, a win like this, being in the NCAA tournament, this is going to help propel, I feel like, some additional support for this program and what your vision is for everything from facilities to whatnot. But like, what does this mean as the program going into the NCAA tournament? A lot of exposure for the brand and what you guys have built.
Yeah, that gets interesting. I think everybody knows, everybody in Vermilion and everybody at USD, that there's some upgrades that need to happen with softball, and there's some things in the new facilities plan that are projecting a new stadium and all that stuff, and so we're excited about that. And if there's anything that could happen to kind of speed up that process, that would be amazing. I think just like pretty much anything else that you're trying to do when we're trying to move forward, it takes money and it takes support. And so the plan and the idea that we're going to do this and the commitment to that is important. And we're super appreciative that we've made that decision. But just being able to push that project forward, I think it would pay huge dividends. And, for our current players, for our future players, for everybody involved, I think that those improvements to facilities are the biggest thing that we're kind of lacking when you look around and you look at the landscape of the Summit League and softball in this region. It kind of drives a lot of things, whether it's recruiting or overall student athlete experience for our current athletes. We've just added an indoor space for softball in the dome where the old pool was. And so that's going to be great. It's something that kind of just happened right before Summit League started. But I mean, we want to continue doing what we've done. We want to do things better, and that takes kind of improved resources. So we're going to be creative in every way that we can to do the best with what we have. But if we can add some things to the program and to our ability to train athletes and for them to have a better experience, that's gonna be huge for us.
I know you have the best damn uniforms in the Summit League. That's for sure.
That's true.
All the uni combos.
Madison, I want to go back to the championship game here, the winner takes all game, and I want to ask you a couple questions. Bottom of the fifth inning, bottom of the sixth inning, you had two runners on both of those innings, and you were able to come up huge and get them out. How much confidence did that give you to be able to retire some pretty talented hitters in those clutch situations?
Yeah, I feel like I did feel pretty good in those moments because I was getting pretty nervous. Like when I walked those girls, I'm like, this is a really good team of really good hitters. And like, I'm just giving them momentum. Like I just knew I needed to go right at the next hitters. Like I can't give them anything else free. And when I went right at them, good things happened. But yeah, I definitely put us at a little bit of a risk there, especially with obviously the most dangerous offense in the Summit. But
how much confidence does that give you then going into the NCAA tournament here, where you know that you can shut people down when you need to?
Yeah, I think I kind of proved to myself that if I just throw strikes and trust my spin and keep them off balance, that I can compete with anybody. And going into the weekend, like I'm just excited mostly. Like I don't feel any pressure because obviously we're the underdog. No one's going to expect us to even compete with these teams. So I'm just going in with the same approach that I did against Omaha and SDSU. Just go right at them, make them earn it, trust my defense, trust my spin, trust my work. And I'm excited to see how we compete with these teams this weekend.
I think we all are. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. So Mark, I think we have the game is going to be Friday night. Is that correct?
Friday, 5:30, I believe. Ticket info to come, but yeah, down in Lincoln.
Yep.
Road trip.
Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do. We've had to Nebraska before. We'll have to see what can happen. Coach Wags, Coach Piv, Madison, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are going to be so excited for this Friday night to watch all of you and cheer you on, and hopefully, get that big victory in the NCAA tournament. But if not, hey, just winning that conference championship, that's an amazing feat in and of itself, and all the Yotes community is extremely proud of you. Thank you very much.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks for having us.
Yep, you bet.
Go Yotes.
Mark,
All
one
right.
more time. Game time
5:30.
5:30
on Friday.
Yep.
Yep.
I was gonna say we could let them go. But there's no classes tomorrow or anything, so we could have. Madison probably could have stayed on a little longer. I don't know.
You guys get 10 pitches against Madison. Are you making contact with a
Nope.
with a softball? Me neither. Nope.
Not at all.
Not even close.
Dr. O said this to us. Said you guys were. No, she said this to the team. And then we had another comment here. Go Yotes. I got to do better at putting this stuff on the screen when the guests are still here. But yeah, amazing.
I told Coach Piv this at the watch party. Like, that was one of the more impressive things I've seen watching sports in a long time. What they did versus Omaha. Like, I hope people realize how good Omaha is. Like, they are.
I mean, I don't. That run just kind of reminded me of like that WNIT run. Like, it was just, I don't know. It was different circumstances, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was
different. Every game was different situations. Very low scoring though.
Yeah,
Look at all those games.
Tense. No, that was remarkable. I will not forget that for a very long time. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Guys, it was must-see TV too. I mean, my wife and I were glued to both games yesterday.
Every
amazing.
Pitch, like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to go through some of the results? I mean, we can do it. Before we do that, let's do news and notes, Mark.
News and notes. I was in charge of news and notes, so it's very brief. As we've been mentioning.
We didn't know we were having a show until 24 hours ago. I mean,
correct.
Yeah.
And after we beat Nebraska and Grand Canyon this coming weekend, we'll have another show. Anyway, basketball, football, volleyball season tickets are on sale at goyotes.com. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Each and every one of you are the greatest mom on earth, so including my own. So happy Mother's Day.
Jordan, you want to sing Happy Mother's Day to everyone?
Ooh, will it work? Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in Yotes Nation. How was that, Chad?
Perfect. Love it.
Worth it?
Yeah.
Clip it.
Absolutely.
Clip it. Blackmail me.
And I say this every year. I think I said it once on social media, but there's 2 days of the year that I kind of regret, or I feel in my soul that I'm not really a Yote, and it's D-Days and graduation day. So congrats to all the Yotes who graduated here this past week, and really congrats to all the graduates around the country. Bravo.
Well, let's go through some of those softball results from the Summit League tournament. The first game, Kansas City. This one, guys, South Dakota was the home team. Put up a run in the first, but then Kansas City came back with 2 runs in that second inning. And then there's a lot of zeros on the board up until you get to that 6th inning. The Yotes put up 2 in the bottom of the 6th. However, at that point, feeling a little comfortable, Kansas City responds with 2 runs on an interesting play. We kind of mentioned it to Coach earlier, but there was a sacrifice bunt attempt, and then there was some throwing stuff going on out of the field. And situations, and Kansas City ended up scoring a couple runs there and to go ahead. And then the Yotes had to get that big walk-off 2-run single by friend of the show, Delaney White, to put them into the next round. I mean, guys, this honestly could have been the end for the Yotes. I mean, it was looking pretty bleak there for a little bit.
Yeah, that top of the 7th play, like I forget where the runners were, but it was just a bunt, and they ended up scoring 2 on it. We were throwing the ball around, and you're just like, oh, this cannot be how this is going to end, can it? And obviously we got a couple runners on board, and friend of the show, Delaney White, probably. I mean, we should use a show bump is why she got that hit, probably, right?
We get none of the credit here. No.
Okay. But yeah, one of the seniors on the team, Delaney, comes through RBI, 2 RBI single right up the middle. We played the video earlier, but
yeah, LMG singled to shortstop, and then Brooke Carey singled to left field, and then advanced to second on a throwing error. And then Delaney White singled up the middle, as we saw earlier, video courtesy of the Summit League Network / Midco Sports Plus. So thanks to them for that video. Walk-off win. I mean, God, fantastic. I was so pumped at that one. So then the following day in the afternoon, the Yotes get to play Omaha, the number 1 seed in the tournament. And this one, the stats had a little fun here, Mark. You highlighted they're missing the Omaha logo on one of these, and then the weather, it just says the sun exists. I love it.
Well, I think that Steve Carlson was out in the cities. I think he's responsible for this. So, yeah, that will continue here through the next few slides.
Yeah.
But, guys, you could have told me, give me 100 guesses about how this game was going to go. 1-0 us would have been not on my list. This is where the Madison Evans show really showed up here, and you start wondering to yourself, we might be onto something here. Like, that was an incredible performance by Madison.
7 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, had 8 strikeouts, but also was 2 for 3 from the plate with an RBI, the only RBI of the game. So,
yeah. MVP.
Oh, fantastic. So that was a big 1-0 win. And the best part about that, like keeping the Yotes in the winner's bracket, on the other side of the bracket, the number 2 seed, St. Thomas, was playing South Dakota State, and South Dakota State kind of backdoor snuck into the tournament here, and they ended up knocking them off. Mm-hmm. So the Yotes get to play South Dakota State in the semifinals here to go to the championship game. And this one, South Dakota got those 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and Madison Evans, I don't know what else to say. I mean, shutting them down, zeros all the way across the board. You see 2 hits there. Jordan Decker's obviously to blame for one of those hits. So, fantastic showing here by the Yotes.
Yeah, I'm still not over Jordan jinxing this thing. It would have been, perfect game over South Dakota State in the Summit League tournament. You think the South Dakota State fans are mad now? How mad would they have been if Jordan hadn't screwed this up? So, Sonny with a chance of meatballs.
This game didn't matter. So,
Sonny with a chance of meatballs was a weather report here. The other part of this is the opposing pitcher was a former Yote. I don't know if that added any fuel to the fire. We should have asked our guests when they were on, but it added some fuel to my fire. I'll say that. So another great win. Sarah Iberg and Abby Brown with the RBIs. Madison Evans was once again magnificent.
Yeah. 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 9 strikeouts in the game. Amazing. So then Omaha knocks off St. Thomas in the loser's bracket. Omaha knocks off South Dakota State in the loser's bracket. And so the championship day matchup is the Yotes versus Omaha. Now, we mentioned last week it was a double elimination after the first round for the bracket here. So the Yotes were coming on the winner's side of things. Omaha was coming through the loser's bracket after the Yotes beating them previously. And so in this one, Madison Evans kind of got roughed up a little bit there in the first inning. Omaha put up 5 runs there. Madison just pitched that 1 inning in this one, gave up 4 hits, 5 earned runs, and 3 walks. But then, Coach Piv talked about it earlier about how the Yotes continued to fight back and compete and, ended up losing 10-1. But, it was there was a little bit of optimism going in there, and then Madison did a great job of talking us through how to, rebound from this 10-1 loss, because Omaha still has to come back and win the second game then too. And so in the winner takes all game, the Yotes ended up giving up a run in the first inning, but then putting up 2 in the top of the second. And that was all it took for Madison Evans. She was lights out after that, let a few base runners on and made things interesting, but did a great job of closing the door on any opportunities for Omaha in this one.
Yeah, I mean, talk about tension in this game.
Yeah.
The group text, I started the out countdown needed to win the championship at 21, I believe. I did want to mention on the previous slide, Chad, Allie Cromer kind of was inserted into the starting lineup here towards the tail end of the season, and just really was performed really, really well. I don't know what her average was. I think it was over 400 a couple times I saw when she came up to bat. Really kind of a spark plug to the offense, and played really, really well down the stretch. It was on my list of questions to ask, and it just didn't get to it. But shout out to
You didn't write it down, Mark. That's
I should have. Yeah, then I would have had to read it. I don't want to do that. So. But no, Allie Cromer, she played really, really well down the stretch. So shout out Allie if you're listening. Yeah, and like you say, Jordan canceled his Midco Sports Plus subscription for some strange reason, so I had to FaceTime him for the last few outs here. But yeah, what a absolute blast.
So this is it. This is the final out here. South Dakota's up 2-1, bottom of the 7th. It's a full count. Madison gets the pitch. It's popped up.
Cameron Kirsten, don't trip over second.
You and I were both like, someone call it. Someone call it.
Yeah. It kept drifting towards second base. I thought for sure she was going to trip over it, but I watched that 800 times. I told Coach Piv this. Just the smiles and the reaction when they get that final out. Absolutely love it. You can tell that they cared and they love each other, and so happy for them. So very happy for them.
Couldn't have happened to a better group. They've been building that, and after last year,
Yep.
You love to see it.
It's a movie.
So yeah, a couple things here. Number one, if you want to, Mark did clip the Titanic song, Celine Dion song, over the top of several clips, and so make sure to go out to X and watch those. Those are always fantastic. Hopefully you don't ever get suspended from Twitter again, Mark, but
I think
if you do, Celine,
I think we're good. Yeah, can't do it on Facebook or YouTube, but
yeah, but I mean, what a weekend, guys. I mean, this was amazing. I mean, we've done 48 minutes so far, and we've only been talking about softball.
Mm-hmm.
So this is fantastic. A great weekend for the Yotes in general, but just winning that Summit League championship and bringing pride to the university, to the school, to the state. It's fantastic for everyone.
Yeah, and Coach Wagner mentioned it a little bit there with the facilities, and Chad, it's one of our favorite sound bites. Not a good seat in the house at Nygaard. Hopefully this kind of spurs, I know it was part of the plan originally and it's in there, but hopefully this, can help fast forward some of that stuff a little bit. So, and if not, in any case, congrats to softball. What a amazing run here.
And one of the other things, guys, is just showing how when a team comes together at the right time, like the talent's there, right?
Yep.
And I think a lot of the Yote programs have the talent there, and it requires the talent to come together at the right time. Everything needs to fall into place, and it's possible. And you got to believe, and you got to have everyone on board. But I think the Yote softball team showed this weekend exactly what can happen.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, I won't forget it for a very long time. That was epic, absolutely epic.
Few photos here. You can see these. These were all taken from social media. None of us were there actually snapping pictures, but the team pick, you got the MVP, Madison Evans, you got, just the celebration photos, and fantastic.
Yep.
That's a cool MVP trophy. Can you go back?
No, I can't. Yes, of course I can.
Of course you can. Look at that. She got the home plate. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she signed it, and then I assume she got to keep it. Yeah.
Well, if only we had that on our questions to ask her while she was here.
Well, right. And the other thing I want to mention, friend of the show, Delaney White, who said she doesn't wear a hat. If she doesn't want that hat, I'll take that hat. I'm looking for a hat. So my DMs are open.
I've told you guys this before too. I don't care if it's at Calling Out Coyotes or whatever. Getting one of those Yote script softball helmets.
Yes.
Those are sharp. Very sharp.
Wonder those aren't Adidas, are they? They're probably somebody.
No, they're not. I'm getting a head shaking no from someone in the green room. So
we're back. We have more questions.
If the green room, if they get new helmets with Nike and they need a place,
Jordan, I'm sure a sizable donation to the softball program could get.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yep.
Right next to the party deck.
So, yep. The Howling Podcast party deck in the outfield is going to happen. The NCAA softball tournament this Friday at 5:30. Ticket info. Watch the socials for it. We'll be posting it. Mark will post it as soon as it's available. But this is going to be down in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Lincoln region. Interesting fact, Grand Canyon's also in there, and we played them earlier in the season. They're in that region too. So after we beat the Cornhuskers, I'm not telling anyone to look ahead, but another potential rematch opportunity there for the Yotes. So that was a 1-0 defeat earlier in the season.
Seven players, right, from Nebraska on the Yotes, I believe.
I
think it's 7.
Delaney White for sure. Yeah, Coach Piv is.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of. Be ready if you want to go. You're going to have to be ready as soon as tickets come out.
Well, I assume we get an allotment, don't we? You would think.
We'll let everyone know when we find out. We're not speculating on the air. Is not great TV here, guys. So we'll inform everyone via social media as soon as we know. But that wasn't the only thing that happened in Coyote athletics this week. We spent 52 and a half minutes on softball, but there was also some track and field. So Jordan, take us through some of the track and field results.
A lot happened. Mark, what's the saying? A lot happened.
Lots of stuff
Good
happened.
for you. No, track and field twilight. Marlene Mula, Anna Willis split the women's pole vault title, matching 15 feet and a quarter inch clearances. That height is the new outdoor personal best for Mula, who's third in USD history outdoor behind Willis and Emily Grove. That's a pretty darn good list for women's track and field. Let's see here. In the throws, 2 Coyotes set personal best to win their respective specialties. Brandon Vanderslice recorded a shot put marked 61 feet, 2 3/4 inches. That's 18.66 meters for those keeping track at home. Moving into third on the USD Outdoor Top 10. And 32nd in the NCAA this spring. Quincy Warren recorded a mark of 197 feet, 5 inches in the hammer throw. How long is that in meters, guys? Okay.
Really far.
Best, that is really, really far. 6 on the USD Outdoor Top 10. Thank you, studio audience. Jaden Damiano has set a new personal best in the 110-meter hurdles, running a 2.4 meter per second wind aided 13 point. Did you guys chat GPT this, or is this
copy and paste? Copy and paste from GoYotes.com.
I can't read it without cracking up. I didn't put this slide together. This is okay. Anyways, 13.65 seconds to win the 110-meter hurdles. Congrats, Jaden. It bested his previous best. 17th in the NCAA West region, 33rd in the NCAA overall. The lone Coyote competing in the site. Oh, there was a cyclone twilight in Ames. Sure, that was gorgeous. Nail Keifel ran 3 minutes, 55.29 seconds in the 1,500 meters.
Next time we have a track and field person on, what's the thinking behind sending one person over to Ames? Did we not run the 1,500 at our event? Or
maybe if there wasn't enough I don't know.
None of us really know much about track and field, but you know what we do know about, guys?
What?
DQ.
Yeah.
We do know. Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Looking for the perfect game day treat? Swing by Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, or Del Rapids. Whether you're celebrating a big Coyote win or just need a pick-me-up, Nothing hits the spot like a Blizzard treat, a classic DQ cone, or your favorite signature stack burger. From after-school stops to post-game celebrations, Dairy Queen is the place to gather, refuel, and treat yourself. Stop into Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, or Del Rapids today, because every day is better with a little DQ.
Well, typically at this time, we give our Howling Podcast Player of the Week. This week, we just gave it to the entire team.
Yep.
How do you know?
So, congrats, Coach Piv. You can call yourself a Player of the Week. The whole team is on there. Coach Wags, Madison, everyone. We're so proud of all these individuals and what they did this past weekend. So, congrats to everyone.
Now, that's a fitting way to end a season with a team that accomplished history in such a remarkable way. I love it.
Well, what else is coming up this week, Mark?
This week,
yeah,
I should have updated this slide, but I didn't. But the Yotes will be at the NCAA tournament on Friday. They'll play the Nebraska Cornhuskers and some pitcher named Jordan, something like that. Yotes 2-0. Book it. Track and field will be at the Summit League Outdoor Championships in Fargo Thursday through Saturday. So good luck to those fine folks competing in that.
We're not trying to provide any bulletin board material, by the way.
I didn't put this slide together, but an update on the Interstate Series. USD men's golf did pick up a point, finishing ahead of SDSU. So that score has wrapped up. USD is going to beat the school to the north in the Interstate Series. It's currently 10.5 to 7.5 with track and field 2 events left. So any additional point to pick up is just icing on the cake, as they say, I suppose. But finally good to get that back. I don't know what they get. There used to be a cup of corn, but do they get like a chunk of rote? I don't know what they get. I don't know.
And now,
congrats.
And that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, as you see the iChart cardboard cutout, how appropriate.
Through the review, the iChart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that eye chart at men's and women's basketball games when officials make questionable calls. We give our eye chart of the week moments for questionable calls that either happened in games or in life. As always, the eye chart of the week is sponsored by Maloney Real Estate.
Buying or selling a home can feel a little like game day. Exciting, stressful, and you really want the right team on your side. That's where Maloney Real Estate comes in. When you list your home with Maloney Real Estate, you're automatically covered by a $25,000 seller protection errors and omissions policy, included at no extra cost. And here's the kicker, that coverage lasts for 180 days after your home sells. It's peace of mind you don't usually get in real estate. And definitely not just a sign in your yard. Maloney Real Estate, more than just a sign in your yard.
And guys, every time I drive by those signs, usually I just think there's a lot more going on than just that sign. And usually there's a sold sticker on there pretty quickly.
Correct. Yep. Doesn't take long.
Yep. Well, this past week, we gave our eye chart of the week, and we have no clue if the poll worked or not, but the NCAA 76
worked better.
Ended up winning over Runza Ice Cream. We need lots of that this from the people going down to Nebraska this week. And then the Summit League wrapping up there with the bottom. So NCAA expanding to 76. Jordan, I believe that was you.
Of course it was.
All right. Well, you go first this week.
Oh, I should give it to you for cutting me off again. Jeepers creepers. No, mine. I've done this one before, but I was absolutely scared to death on the way home from Vermilion on Friday. It goes to the crotch rocket riders again. There's construction now on 229 coming up north and south, but I was coming up from the south heading north, and the far left lane is closed and people are trying to merge in, and some people cut each other off, whatever. The zipper thing's a whole nother argument. But we're going about 50-55, and I'm trying to let someone in. It's kind of an extended truck, letting them in, kind of maneuvering, and all of a sudden 2 motorbikes just zoom right in between, right on the white dash line on the highway. Scared the absolute crap out of me. And I'm like, if I had moved a foot over, I could have hit them. Like, and the people up there, I mean, there's semis, there's rigs, there's all this stuff up ahead of me. And I'm going, what are you doing? I don't get it. And I know I had them as my eye chart a couple of weeks ago, but if you've got a bike like that, why are you risking your life and the lives of others? You don't know who's in those cars and who you could affect. So my eye chart of the week goes to motor bikes, crotch rockets, whatever you want to call them, that think they run the roads.
Oh, sorry. Are you done?
Yeah.
Mark, you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
Either way. What do you want to do?
I'll go next. Okay. My chart of the week this week goes to, once again, this is one that I've done previously, but it goes to people that talk at concerts. 2 children's concerts, Monday night, Tuesday night. Go sit, try and enjoy my kids singing. Just let me enjoy the kids singing. As soon as they start singing, guess what? The people behind me start whispering loudly. I did not come to listen to you talk about whatever you're talking about. I came to listen to the kids sing. When kids are singing at a concert, zip it. That's my eye chart of the week.
Evergreen. I'm really not prepared for this because I wasn't sure we were going to have a show. So my eye chart of the week, one of my more popular eye charts was the backing in, people that back into parking spots. Above that in my list of things that annoy me are when I walk by somebody I know, like I'm talking like within 3 feet of somebody, and you pretend like I'm not there and I don't exist. I just that rubs me the wrong way, and you end up on my list. So it's happened a couple times recently, and they seem to be the same kind of people. Like, I know you, you know me. I said hi. You could at least acknowledge that I'm there, taking up more space than I should. So I find it annoying. People that I know that won't acknowledge my existence. Get my eye chart of the week.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, we didn't have any viewer submissions because we're planning to be off for the summer. But as always, this is the point in the program where we bring up 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. No judgment, just help. If anyone's having issues with anything, if you feel like there's no one to reach out to 988. You can call, text, or chat. Go to helplinecenter.org/988. There is someone there that will help you with your situation. We feel very strongly about this, and so we try to promote this every single show, but reach out and get the help that you need at 988. Anything else I'm missing, guys?
Mm-mm.
All right. Comment out here. Can I vote for all 3?
Cindy, we need you to create some burner accounts and then go vote for.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Well, guys, I had a great time. This show was awesome. I'm hoping we can do it again here after we get that, big win over Nebraska, but we'll all be cheering for the Yotes this Friday night.
Yeah. Congrats to softball. Amazing.
Absolutely. Special thanks to our sponsors, 19 Brewing Company, Good Beer, Better Company, DQ of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids, and Maloney Real Estate, more than just a sign in your yard. The Howling Podcast is produced by the Wakanda Peach Company, LLC, out of Burbank, South Dakota. As always, I'm sure there's lots of stuff we messed up on, but until next time, go Yotes.
Have a great summer, Vermilion.
Go Yotes.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Johnson with USD.
Yeah, no problem.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.